so excited to welcome Lando Norris back to the show. He is a Formula One driver for McLaren. He's also my favorite Formula One driver. He came on the show last year, and Dan hijacked it, and it was terrible. So now Dan is gone. Stugotz predictably has left, even though we were preparing to play a game of Lando or Landano. Maybe we'll get to it. Maybe we won't. I'm not sure. Lando, how are you doing today?
I'm very good, thanks. Good to be back. I'm excited. Season's going well. Just a pleasure to be back, I guess. So thanks for having me once again.
Of course, anytime. The last time we saw you on TV, you were sweating in the cool down room after the race in Qatar. Have you fully recovered yet from that?
I did. Yeah, I mean, it took me a couple of days. It was probably the toughest race I've ever had physically. Just very draining. Lost a decent amount of weight. It was a tough one for everyone, and I think that was very clear from the videos and the pictures that probably everyone saw. So a tough one, but now in Austin, ready for this weekend and ready for the end of the season.
There was some consternation amongst like former drivers and analysts and everyone about whether or not there was like a legitimate safety issue in Qatar. So what were your thoughts on all of that and all of the chatter after the race ended? And obviously we found out that a few drivers did have to go and get some medical attention afterwards because they were so hot.
Yeah. I mean, I think the main thing, everyone was okay in the end. It just shows how difficult it is. It doesn't, it's one of the sports that almost looks the least demanding and physically it looks fine from the outside, but probably is one of the most demanding and physical sports that there is in many ways. But it went maybe a little bit too far. I think you never want to get to the point. Maybe some sports, I don't know, it's seen to be like pushing people to the limits, when people start to pass out and things like that. But not in racing, not when you're driving a car at whatever, 350 kilometers an hour. You don't want to see people getting to that kind of limit. That's not what it's about. It's not, is it the most physical sport? It's about racing and it's about the actual, the racing itself, not so much the physical aspect. That's not what Formula One is about. So we've spoken about it a little bit. It's something that will be reviewed and they're definitely going to try and avoid, I guess, simply going to places which are as hot, as humid as Qatar was. And the main thing is that Qatar next year is already 6 weeks later on in the season, so it's not going to be the same. But there's still going to be places like this weekend in Austin. It's still going to be 35 degrees, which translates easily to probably 50 degrees or so inside the cockpit.
We need a translation into Fahrenheit because the entire group right now has no idea. 35 is like 88 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. Does that sound right?
No, it has to be a lot more, I think.
More? Okay. I don't know either.
95.
95, okay. I was not that close. But that's going to feel like a walk in the park compared to last race, right? I mean, not quite as hot.
I mean, the thing which made it so much worse in Qatar was, one, it was just a very physical track, a very high speed. We were almost forced to do a pit stop strategy, which was a 3-stop race, which means you're pushing a lot more. There's no let's say chilled tire saving things going on. It's new set of tires, high amount of grip. You're pushing flat out. By the time the tires start to drop away, you're pitting again. Mm-hmm. So that made things even worse than it kind of should have been and normally is. But also it's so humid. So normally you kind of open up your visor, you get a little bit of a breeze from just the air, but because it's so just humid and was so hot, that wasn't helping. And just the air is very thick and warm, and it's just not a nice feeling. So it probably won't be as bad here in Austin, but it's still going to be tough, and it's still going to be a challenge for us inside the car.
Baby Lando, why are you guys letting Max Verstappen win every race?
Why not? Just
it's fair.
Why not? I guess someone's got to do it, and the people chose him for a little bit, so his time will come to an end. But for now, it's him. But in a couple of years, it won't be. So all good.
I like that. So the Drivers' Championship is already locked up. Max clinched it in the last race, but there's 5 races left. A couple of them in the U.S., including the new one in Vegas. You and your teammate Oscar Piastri are having a really great second half of the season in the McLaren car, which is one of the fastest on the track right now. So how important is it for both of you to finish the season strong?
I mean, it's very important. I would say it's more important for the team almost than it is for us as drivers. It's always just a bonus, if we can go into the off season and into the winter just feeling good because you're on top form and things are under control. That's always a nice thing, and you can just feel good about going into the winter. If you end on a bad note, you kind of don't want to finish like that. So you don't have to wait 2-3 months before you can try and turn things around again. But it's more important for the team, that they have that motivation, they have that boost and that energy going into the winter to, just push them on and try and find that more lap time, make the car quicker, because that's what the winter is all about, to make sure we can start the next year even stronger. So it's very important, probably more for the team than it is for us as drivers. But the better anyone can do at any point of the season, the nicer it's going to feel. So it's what we're trying to do. We're on good form. The team are doing an excellent job, and our goal is to try and maintain where we are till the end.
Mr. Baby, what's it like being the veteran on your team?
It is definitely slightly different to how I've been, the last few years. Just because I don't have that experience of, I guess, first of all, working with different teams. That's one of my big things, but that can be the case even if I'm 20 years in Formula One. I can still do all of it with McLaren. So there's a little bit of that, but at the same time, just there's knowledge. There's always things you pick up along the way. Even though growing up, like, I was always, say, stubborn in terms of never wanting to blame experience as a reason of failing to achieve things. The more you kind of do, the more you realize that it is a factor, and it is something that helps out over time, is learning all these things along the way. Sometimes it's very small things, but they all add up over time. So I mean, it feels good. It doesn't feel too different, which is a good thing. I just feel like the team rely on me a little bit more because I have the experience and knowledge of our last few years on what was good, what was bad, how we've done as a team. And I guess that's probably the most different and important thing.
Do you feel like tennis and golf are kind of stealing Formula One's thunder now that they have their own Netflix shows too?
Absolutely not. They've got nothing on Drive to Survive.
Ooh, have you watched Full Swing and Breakpoint? Is that what it's called?
Yes, I have.
But you're like, this doesn't even compare. You guys don't have me.
Nah.
You don't have Daniel
No.
Ricciardo, Carlos.
Yeah, it's just not as exciting. You just don't have as much of I feel like, personal rivalries, team competition. Tennis, you would easily say, is one of the biggest sports in the world. I mean, golf is also huge, and Formula One is something that's growing very quickly. But I just feel the experience of supporting people in team events is way higher. I feel like that's why the Ryder Cup is such a big event comparing to normal golfing events. I feel like the team aspect makes it so much more exciting.
We don't want to talk about the Ryder Cup here, Lando. Let's move on.
Well, I do. So let's.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, you invited me on, right? I can talk about what I want.
Well, we're Americans.
Shots fired.
And you're in America right now.
Okay, true. I want to get out of the country as well.
So exactly. Is the video of you breaking Max's trophy, is that all that behind the scenes going to be in Drive to Survive next season?
I mean, yeah, the question is it going to get picked up by Netflix? I'm sure it probably will be, because it turned out into being quite a big thing at the time, which was a shame, because I had no intention on doing that or anything. So I wouldn't want anyone to do it to my trophy. I did feel bad, and I apologized to Max straight away for doing it to his. So it was a shame. It turned into quite such a big thing. But yeah, I don't know. It was a weird experience, because some people found it funny. Obviously, a lot of people didn't, and it turned into quite a big thing. But I apologized. Of course, I laughed about it, because that's just me, I guess. I laugh about things and giggle and whatever. But I did feel bad the whole time about doing it. So yeah, it was a shame, but it's probably going to be a Netflix. We'll have to wait and find out.
Will we find out how you figured out your champagne bottle popping technique and where that came from?
Yeah, I mean, that started years ago. That started already like 2016, I think.
Were you old enough to
I
drink
actually
in
just
2016?
no, but there was like apple juice, sparkling apple juice. It was like
Sure.
a kid's practice. But yeah, like I think my friend did it, and I mean, I would love to just claim it as my own thing, but I copied it from a friend, and then he kind of stopped doing it, or he stopped racing a little bit, and I just continued the tradition for him. So yeah, I guess it's kind of become my thing in Formula One, especially. So yeah, I'll continue doing it. I don't mind.
Okay, we have just over a minute left. We're gonna play our silly little game. Billy is gonna explain the name of the game as Stugotz's
Nice.
producer. Billy, what are we doing right now?
Okay, so this is the way that this game works, Mr. Baby. Lando means yes, and Lando means no. So
Got it?
Jess will
Okay.
ask you a question, and Lando is yes, and Lando is no.
All right.
Does that make sense? Like, do we need to explain it any further? You
No,
got
no,
this?
just Lando's.
So,
no,
like,
that's
if you
the-
agree with something, you would say yes, and if you
No,
don't,
you'd
you would
say
say
Lando.
no. Yeah, no, I'm just
Right.
saying so we
Okay,
understand what
okay.
yes and no mean.
Okay.
And then if you want to say yes, it's land oh, and then no is land no. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
All right,
good.
all right. Number one.
sure?
A Formula One race that starts at 10 p.m. local time. Lando or Land no?
Lando.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Pictures of Valtteri Bottas's butt cheeks.
Hell, Lando. Lando.
The Miami Grand Prix.
Lando.
Land.
Lando.
Oh, it sounded like that was a land maybe.
That's not on the books, so I can't say
You don't
that.
love the Miami Grand Prix? It's not like an instant Lando?
No, not for me. Just the track. I don't find the track the most exciting.
But it's in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Yeah, I know, but when you was that so funny? Was it? But when you're driving the car, you want the track to be cool. You don't really care where it is. It can be in the freaking middle of nowhere. You just want
Which
the track
it
to
is.
be cool, and it's not when you're driving. It's not the most exciting. So simple as that.
Penalties for exceeding track limits. Lando or Land no?
Land no.
Don't like those. Breakfast taco, since you're in Austin. Lando or Land no?
Breakfast tacos.
Have you ever had one?
I mean, what do you have in the taco?
Little eggs, little sausage, little bacon, cheese. No? Land no? You've never had a breakfast? Have you been to
I've not tried
Torchy's?
it. I've not tried it.
Tell your team to get you to Torchy's before the race. I think you'll
Okay.
like it. That might be a
I'll do
Lando.
it Sunday. If I have a good race Sunday, it's because of that.
Okay, couple more. Americans trying to do a British accent.
Oh, it's like the cringiest stuff ever. I mean, I feel like British people trying to do American is almost just as bad.
Do that.
That was my next question.
Yeah, can you
Okay,
do
wait.
that?
Do answer in an American accent.
I'm not getting paid to do that, so I won't do it.
Okay. They should pay you to do that. Bringing your dog to work. Lando or Land no?
I think that's a great thing. I mean, I don't have a dog. I need to get a dog in the first place. I probably wouldn't bring it into the paddock. I don't think I'm quite at the level of Lewis Hamilton confidence just bringing my dog into work. But I mean, I'm a dog lover, and if I had more time at home, I would love to get a dog, even if it was just myself looking after it. So that's a definite Lando.
That's a great answer. All right, last one, Lando. Getting your first Formula One race win. Lando or Lando?
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Just like, do I want one? Is that what
I mean,
you're
are you
trying
going to
say?
get one this weekend?
I mean, unlikely it's going to be this weekend.
Well, not with that
Not with that.
attitude.
Exactly right. Jeez, come on, baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. No, I'm not that guy. So I'm not going to say yes. I hate saying yes to those kind of questions.
So land no to that one.
No.
Lando, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate
No worries.
you sticking with us through the technical difficulties. Have fun this weekend. Enjoy the USGP, and we're excited to see you back here for Vegas.
Thank you so much. I'm sure I'll see you all again very soon. Appreciate
Yes,
it all.
I hope so. Bye.
Thank you.